Hey, I'm Eli Forta. Welcome to the late Parsha show for Parshas Bhaaloscha. And this is my friend Aharon. He's also excited about the Parsha.
I'm so confused. They were talking about me earlier.
I love this Parsha. It has a lot of letters in its name. Eli will tell you more.
Okay. Ever since the death of the firstborn in Egypt, God sanctified the firstborn of the Jewish people to assist the priests in the tabernacle service and be representatives of the entire nation. We ended up doing this golden calf thing, which kind of made the firstborn not worthy of being part of the tabernacle service. Well, not kind of. It actually made them not worthy of serving in the tabernacle. The tribe of Levi, though, did not participate in this sin, and God chose them to be in place of the firstborns. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aharon the high priest and his sons from among the Israelites to perform the service for the Israelites in the tent of meeting and to atone on behalf of the Israelites, so that the Israelites will not be inflicted with a plague when the Israelites approach the sanctuary. If they were to try to do this service when it now was not for them, they would be inflicted with a plague. 11th century commentator Rashi says something epic over here. That in this verse, God says the Israelites 5 times. Even though God is speaking of the fact that they had sinned, or that we had sinned. And God is speaking of the consequence of that sin, that they were unworthy of serving in the tabernacle. Still, God mentions the Israelites 5 times. God makes mention of the Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, us, 5 times in this verse to say that even though you may have sinned, and even though these sins may have actual, real, practical ramifications and consequences, I still love you just as much as I love the 5 books of Moses themselves. Just as much as I love the rules that I want you to keep. I love you yourself regardless of whether or not you keep them. I love the Jews even if they don't keep them. And that is something we should think about all the time. And that's also lesson number 1 in the late Parsha show. Lesson number 2. Wow, that's a lot of food. In this week's Torah portion, Moses' sister Miriam is struck with tsaras, loosely translated as leprosy, even though that's not what it is. The entire Jewish nation on the way to the Holy Land does not move for 7 days until Miriam is cured. The Rebbe teaches us that this shows the power of Jewish women. That without the Jewish woman, and I believe that's in the singular, W-O-M-A-N, we cannot move on. A Jewish woman must know that her actions are of supreme importance in the overall destiny of the Jewish people and in the specific destiny of her family. And that was lesson 2. Now to close with number 3. Yay, I know how to count. In this week's Parsha, God gives us a special mitzvah, an opportunity to bring the Passover offering a month later if we are unable to bring it at its right time a month earlier. But although God always intended to give us this mitzvah, he only gave it to us when we asked for it. Some Jews come to Moses and say, hey, we were impure at the time everybody was offering the Passover sacrifice, and we didn't get to do it. Why should we lose out? And then God told Moses to tell us of this special mitzvah. Through realizing the input of unconditional love that we receive from God and making sure that there's an output of that in our own lives to our families and everyone around us. And number 2, it's no secret that it's in the merit of the righteous women of this generation that we will be redeemed. And number 3, we should know that Moshiach is ready to reveal himself, and God himself wants that to happen. But God wants that we should want it to happen. We have to demand Moshiach now.